Good morning. Good morning. All right. Happy New Year to you all out there. Make sure we're up and going. Yep, there we are. Awesome. I hope you are off to a great new year. So glad to be here with you all. Let's make sure we're all straight and good here. There you go. That's a little better. All right. And I am excited to be here. So, for the new year, and for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, hello there. My name is Patricia Hayes. I am an executive advisor, career empowerment coach, and authentic networking strategist. And it's Coffee Time Career Chat, y'all. So glad to be here. And to start off this new year, this new calendar year, with some great things that are going to be going on and that I'm looking forward to sharing with you all over the course of this week and this month. So, that said, if this is your first time joining us for Coffee Chat, again, welcome. It is a time where we work through different issues that are affecting us personally and professionally that all add up to wanting to make sure that we can be our best in pursuing our highest goals, in pursuing our professional careers, but doing so on our own terms in a way that supports our core values and beliefs. And I'm here to support you in achieving that. That said, Coffee Chat is continuing after 9 months in 2020. We are continuing moving forward in 2021 with a couple of shifts and changes, nothing significant, but just a little exploration of what all we can do and see what we can do different and better. First of all, Coffee Time Career Chat will remain on this page Mondays at 10 a.m., where we will explore a whole host of topics. Literally, I've mapped out the topics for the entire year by month, and I will be posting those so that you can get an idea of where we're headed through the course of this year. So, you're welcome. It takes a lot to work through that. So it'll be by month at first, and then what we will do is to let you know month by month what the topics are. That said, in general, because again, I like to feed off of what you all have to say, what our issues are addressing you currently. So I want to make sure that I keep those things fresh. And while I've started these things, sometimes there's a little deviation along the way, and that'll be good. It's all for the good, for the best for everyone. That said, Wednesday's Coffee Time Career Chat is what is going to shift. Coffee Time on Wednesdays is going to become the Authentic Networking Edition every Wednesday. And we are looking to host that on LinkedIn or YouTube. Now, just like I take this and I feed it to other channels, we will be doing the same thing. It just will not originate here on the Facebook page. So trying a few different things, checking in with some other audiences, and we're going to see how it goes. But I just want to give you that heads up that Wednesday's Coffee Chat will still occur, but it will have a specific focus every week, and it will be based on another platform that will be fed back to this page. Okay, so just keeping you on your toes, making sure you're following. Make sure that the best way to know is to make sure that you click follow or the notice for whenever there's something new that's going on, and that way you'll be able to keep up. Also, we will be starting mid-month, I believe. I wanted to start at the beginning of the month, but that was too hard to facilitate. We will be starting a brand new 30-day career challenge starting January 15th. I look forward to sharing that with you all because I have a great new tool to put along with that. So I'm going to make sure you put it out there and get you all signed up. 30 days, focus on the one thing that you want to do in order to kick off this year, starting strong, and with a great journal, brand new journal to help facilitate all of that. So it'll be provided in an electronic format. This is the, what do they call it? The kind of debut beta, there we go, beta version of the journal. So I would love to get your feedback on it as we move forward. And of course, knowing that every few weeks and months that we will be hosting our live workshop, which is taking a shift as well. And the first live workshop will be hosted February, the first, I believe it's the first week in February. I'll take a look. And I'm looking forward to getting started on that and providing you with all of the career support and direction that you need to start this new year on your strongest foot. All right. And so I think that's it for now. There's a lot going on. So I just want to lay the groundwork for that. I'll keep sharing as new things continue to develop and as we continue to spread our wings on some new things. I'm looking forward to inviting and introducing you to some new folks and people who are supporting the cause along the way. The other thing I would ask you to do in this new year is to invite others to share in this experience. Don't keep it to yourself. You know, this is one of those things where the more the merrier, really and truly, so that the more people that I'm able to speak to and to help, then quite frankly, the better the content gets, because it makes sure that I'm addressing a variety of needs from a variety of people and letting me know, what works and what doesn't work. So I encourage you to share, get signed up on the newsletter for 2021. You can do all of these things at patriciavhayes.com. You go to that website, you can link up to me on all of the social media platforms, as well as getting involved on the newsletter. Okay, so just go to the website and it can help take care of all of those things. Okay. All right. Since it is coffee time, we are going to get started with that because we are going to get really good about keeping these things succinct and yet very fulfilling. And, we can save the other things for inside the group, which I invite you to join the Celebrate You Empowerment Network as well. Now, because it's coffee time, I have a new mug. Do y'all see the mug? So if you're joining for the first time, I have like a coffee cup mug addiction thing going on, and I have friends and family who are contributing to the madness now officially. It's great. So unbeknownst to me, my godmother had this made. It literally just showed up in the mail yesterday, and yes, it was delivered yesterday. And I just love it. So this is a great shout out to my godmother. Thank you so much for the family mug with the family pics on it. And so I was so glad to share that with you all today. So cheers to the new year. Y'all know I love a good cup of coffee. Okay, what are we talking about this week? This week we are talking about slowing down to speed up. And I know that sounds very, contradictory, but stick with me here. Because as we're exploring all aspects of fresh starts and new beginnings this month, because it's the calendar year, right? So first of all, if you follow me at all, you know that I am not beholden to the calendar. I believe that new starts, fresh beginnings can start at any time during the year. All it requires is a new frame of mind for you, okay? So let's get that out of the way. So I don't care if you're watching this for the first time in January or for the first time in March, July, or October. A fresh start is about a new frame of mind and that you are willing to move forward and to address things differently than what you were doing the week before, the night before, the minute before. That's really what fresh starts and new beginnings is all about, okay? So, but this coincides with the calendar year. So, in that context, and looking at it from a calendar year perspective and what we're doing moving forward for the next 12 months, not just for the next 12 months. When I work with my career coaching clients, we're not just looking at what's going to happen in the next quarter or next 6 months or even the year. We're looking at things that are going to be happening 3 years out, 5 years out, right, for your lifetime. Now that may seem like overwhelming, but you do have to want and have a vision for where you want to go. Now remember, here's this thing. It's your vision, okay? So it can shift. You don't have to feel tied down. So many times people are afraid to put that stake in the ground because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be beholden to that. And what if I can't live up to that? And then what's going to happen? Well, don't be so hard on yourself, first of all. What is important is that you're making a decision right now about what it is you want to do, considering the facts that lie before you today for what you want to do in the next 3 months, in the next year, and the next 3 years, okay? Now, that said, once you start laying out that vision, make sure that it's something that's flexible, that it's reflective of you, but allows you to move and to be flexible in what it is you may decide to do moving forward. Because if you get new information or new experiences, it may very well affect what it is you decide to do. But when you're making those decisions based on what you believe at your core and in your core values, guess what? It's not going to be inconsistent. So don't worry about being inconsistent. What you want to be focused on is making the decision, looking at things, and figuring out what it is you want to do. This is where slowing down to speed up comes into play. So many times we are trying to rush into the next best thing, right? It's like, I gotta hurry up. This has got to be done. Oh my gosh, what if this doesn't get done? Then things are going to fall out of place. Guess what? You do not make your best decisions when you do them on the fly all the time. Sometimes decisions on the fly are required, especially in times of crises, or if it's literally hey, we have to make this decision about X right now. What do you think? Okay? But most things in our lives do not require that level of urgency. If they do, it's because we've put off, hello, Patty procrastinator right here, we've put off making the decision in such a way that it then forces us into a crisis situation, and then we have to make a decision, which sometimes may be appropriate, but oftentimes it's not our best one because we felt pressured to do it. So instead of putting ourselves in those positions of being forced to make decisions about things about our life that we may not make otherwise, how about pursuing this idea? What if you take 5, 10, 15 minutes, an hour, and slow down? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. 1 hour out of your day, out of your week. Think about that. You have 168 hours in a week. You're going to take 1 hour this week. I don't care if you spread it out. I don't care how you do it. But get to those 60 minutes. And if you take those 60 minutes and slow down what it is you're doing to a snail's pace, for some of us, that is like really hard to do. Okay? Especially when it seems like there's so much going on all the time, right? There's always the next thing that has to be done. So that's why I say break it down. Do it in 15-minute chunks, whatever. But here's what you need to do. In order to move forward at the pace that you really want and need to for this year, for the next 3 years, you have to dedicate time to slowing down and really giving serious thought as to what it is you want to do, what it is you want to accomplish, and how you want to accomplish it. And quite frankly, if you're doing that, if you're sitting down and not thinking about what has to be done, how dinner has to be made, about how this deadline is happening, but you're literally sitting down with this whatever thing in front of you, your career, your job, your project, whatever that thing is, and trying to say, I'm going to dedicate this amount of time to giving thought to about what it is I want to do. What is it I want to do? Where do I want to be? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself, and not just in your head. You know how I am. Get a pen, get some paper, write it down. I've always been an advocate for it. Get a journal, get a notebook, I don't care. Y'all know over here to my side, I got a stack. I got a calendar, I got some composition notebooks, I got another journal, I got a whole ton of stuff, right? Write it down. Because you may start rushing through some things, but if you at least capture it in writing, you can go back. And guess what? That's where the gold is. Going back and having the ability to go back, that is where the gold is. Because that is when reflection really starts to happen. When you start to reconsider, reflect. You get that? Reconsider. To think about what has gone before. That's what reflection is about. What has gone before? And when you think about that, when you're thinking about what has gone before, think about what is it that you want to repeat, right? Or what is it you want to be done with? Get rid of it, right? When you want to get rid of it. Or do you want to reassess it, right? Reconnect, rebuild, whatever it may be. When you do that, it's that time where you learn, and it literally forces you to slow down and to think. Because that's really what you're doing. You're giving more substantive thought to what it is you want to do, to setting your goals, to addressing your needs, to dreaming about your wants. I know that I always have huge goals of things I want to get done over the holiday break. Never happens. Sometimes a little bit of it, but most of the time it doesn't. Why? Because I'm always going at a breakneck speed. I know this. And I get tired. And it's like at the first hint of a little bit of a break, like my body, my mind says, shut it down. All right. So of course that happened. Over this break, there's several things that I wanted to get done that I didn't get done. I had to let it go, not beat myself up over it, and be like, okay, let's just set it on the calendar. Let's work it out. But there were a few things I really wanted to get started on. And that included some reflection time about the things that I wanted to do this year. And feeling like I'm, quote, behind. I don't want to be behind. Okay? But guess what? When you sit down and you give that thought, you would be amazed at what you can figure out that will get you ahead. So there are some simple things that I was doing. All of them, a lot of them business related, some other things going on as well. And I decided, it would be really great if I could, quote, get ahead on some of the marketing pieces of the social media, or even just like trying to organize my thoughts about where I want to go and how I want to approach things in 2021. That literally required me to sit still and to do it. And so that's what I did. I sat on the couch, TV blaring, but that's background noise for me. But I literally sat there. I had my calendars, I had my journals from this year, from the previous years, sitting all around me, and it looked completely chaotic. But on that piece of paper, I had some things, I had my months marked out. I had topics of what I wanted to do, right? Start fleshing it out. And looking at that blank sheet can be a little intimidating, but just start writing, right? Start writing down, here's some things I would love to be able to address. And then once you get that written down, guess what? Then you can go back, you can reflect, and you can flesh it out, right? And when I did that, there's several things that I've come up with. Number one, I'm able to create a whole calendar for the whole year of different quotes and things that I want to use. a year's worth based on what I wanted to do. I want to do certain things on a weekly basis. So guess what? I'm able to create them on a year's work because I sat down to think about it as opposed to be like, oh, I need to do this and I need to keep going. I laid out the plan for it. Identifying the next steps, right? Like I said, mentioning that I sat down and I identified what are the topics we're going to talk about on a monthly basis over the course of 2021. Like that is done. That is done. It's really kind of scary because I'm like, I just need to go in and flesh it out, on a quarterly basis. If I get ahead, be more aggressive. But like it's done, okay? The next piece is to be able to, what was my next thing I wanted to be able to, there's lots of things I want to be able to do. But it's all, for me, it was about all of these, quote, little things that catch me off guard in the middle of the week or the next week, and they take me off task. So I was trying to bundle those things, lay out a plan for them so that I can leave room for the bigger things to focus on so that I don't get off task with the little. Okay? And that's literally what it takes when you slow down, so that I can speed up on the big picture items, right? So I can really go all in on those things. Now, it's not perfect. It's not finesse. I still have more to go and more things to do, but I'm feeling really great about where I am because there are some things that are done that this time last year I didn't have done. I hadn't given that thought to it in that way. So here I have, right? And I can build on that. And that's the whole piece. You can build upon what it is you're doing, and that's what gives you that momentum to keep going. To grow it. And guess what? When you get that momentum going, it kind of just starts taking care of itself. All right? That's what I encourage you to do. I want you to sit down, slow down to speed up this week. Take that time. It is not too late. Remember, fresh starts are all about a frame of mind. So if you decide that's what you're going to do this week, then that's when your fresh start begins. And think about those things. Take that time to reconsider, to reflect. What has gone before? What is it that you want to repeat? What is it that you want to get rid of? What is it that you want to reassess and redo and go to the next level with? That's what I have for you today. Don't want to linger on it because I want you to go grab that pen and paper, go figure out when you're going to have that time, when you're going to create that time to do the reflection that you need to get this year off to a fantastic start. Okay? That's what I got. Now, if you need help this year or you know someone that needs help getting that fresh start going, let me know. We can get you set up. Hit me up in the DMs or in the comments, and we can get you set up on a consult and to figure out what is best for you moving forward. It is a new quarter and a new year, so that means it's time for some new opportunities to reach out and do some intensive work. So I'm available for that, and I look forward to setting those things in motion for you in 2021. All right? Take care, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.